The final Fontaine character being released for version 4.8 is Emilie. And in this video, we're going to talk about whether or not she will make burning meta, what her possible teams are, what we know of how strong and how versatile she's going to be, and what we can't possibly know until she actually releases and we get to test her. Welcome to Jello Impact, where we build and test every single character to help you decide who you want to wish for and build. Alright, so Emilie is going to be a Dendro polearm character, and I think the best comparison that I can make right off the bat is that she is going to be essentially a Dendro Chiori. She has small AoE on her skill. Her skill does Dendro damage from off field, just like Chiori. And to do her max damage, she requires a condition to be met. And the condition for Emilie is burning has to have been triggered. Now, we don't know exactly if burning needs to be applied all the time for this passive to be triggered, or if the burning was triggered at some point in the last little bit, that she will do her max Dendro damage. I think it'll work. That's the way that it will work. I have a hard time seeing them making her so restrictive that burning needs to be constantly going. If that's the case, she will just be awful. So we'll assume that that's not how it is. And she's not like a Nilou in that she buffs the reaction itself. She doesn't buff burning. Burning does not get stronger. And she's also not like Chevreuse. Chevreuse she doesn't buff the reaction, but she buffs all the characters involved in the reaction. Emilie does neither of those things. She doesn't buff the reaction nor the characters. She does personal damage, and that's why I say that she's like Chiori, in that Chiori doesn't do any buffing. She just does personal damage. It does look like, however, that her numbers will be higher than Chiori. For the people who have made videos on her already, such as the Jeff, the Genshin Scientist, others who have done calculations based on something, it looks like that she will be doing pretty darn good damage. And no one's really questioning that she will do good off-field damage. So, if you want to just get her, like if you just want to make sure that she's going to be decently strong and she will have at least some good teams, we're pretty sure that she will be pretty good and that she will have some good teams. Where the question comes in is, as you guys know, when it comes to Dendro, one of the biggest things is always application. Application. Kind of like location. Anyways, and that's something we really can't know until we actually get to test her out, because the application will determine how versatile she is. Will she just work in, let's say, burning teams with, I know she's going to be good in Bennett, Xiangling, Farina, right? I know that burning vape teams like that are going to be great. Bennett, Xiangling, Farina, one of my favorite teams, my favorite team cores. Made a whole video on that team core. Check it out. Emilie's going to be awesome in that team. You can even on-field her in that team, even though she's not going to have Dendro infusion. Just the fact that she's on-field taking advantage of Bennett's buff in that team should be really good. No, that's going to be good. The question is, how good will she be on like vape teams or melt teams where the on-fielder is a character doing the vaping? So how good is she going to be with Wriothesley? This reminds me, the footage, Arlecchino is another character that should benefit from her, kind of similar to how you can do Arlecchino mono pyro with Xiangling. This should be an upgraded version of that. She should be an upgrade to Xiangling for monopyro teams such as Linny and stuff like that. And it's also nice for characters like Linny that you don't necessarily have to be right up next close to the enemy to trigger Xiangling on the enemy. You can be a little bit further away. That's pretty cool. And then for Arlecchino, yeah, obviously you would think that it would be really rough for you to run a burning team with Arlecchino, who can't even have a healer, but Emilie's passive will greatly reduce the amount of burning damage that your on-field character takes. So even if they get burning, should still be okay. Yeah, so back to the question, will she work for melt teams? That's the one that I'm really curious in. Will she be like a buff for my Ganyu? Will she be a buff for Ayaka? Obviously, probably not for Ayaka. She doesn't melt very many of her hits, but for Wriothesley, will there be enough burning for that? Because I don't think that Emilie's Dendro application, just based on how it looks here, it doesn't look insane. Like, it's not, that's always going to be Nahida's thing, it seems like. So her personal damage, though, will be a lot higher than Nahida. So as long as we can get some decent melts, it should still be okay. It's just a question of, can the Dendro application that she have keep up the burning aura long enough? I do expect her to get better with Fontaine. Like, I expect a character that works well with the Pyro to work well with the Pyro Archon. So I'd be pretty surprised if Emilie was like an SS plus tier meta unit at launch. I would expect her to be like a solid high tier because she's an off-fielder who does good damage, and that's always very, very valuable. She should be valuable for Imaginarium Theater as well, although she would need Pyro and Dendro to be in the Imaginarium Theater at the same time to do like really good damage. So that's a kind of a but just the fact that she does off-field damage, what looks like quite a bit of off-field damage, I expect her to be a solid character at launch, and I do expect her to become pretty meta when the Pyro Archon comes out. Being the last character to be released, I generally expect them to synergize with the following region's Archon, and I definitely expect that to be the case for Emilie. I think that her, because she wants Pyro characters on the team, and she wants an off-field Pyro character, usually. So, like, often you'll be playing her with Xiangling in Melt teams, or maybe Novelette Vape teams. You'll often be playing her with Xiangling, and I expect the Pyro Archon to outpace Xiangling and or Bennett. So I wouldn't pull her for meta reasons right now. But if you are interested in the types of teams that we're talking about, I definitely think she has a ton of potential for future improvements. What other characters should we consider? I think that there's some people very interested in like an overburn team. So you're using someone like Sino or Clorand and using them with Toma, with Fischl, wherever Fischl went. Yeah, with Fischl, and then with an on-field Electro. So probably either Clorand or Sino. I think that people will be pretty excited. I think that people will be pretty interested to see how this performs for Sino, because he is a character that suffers from Nahida not applying Dendro to multiple waves, but Emilie will. So I think that Sino is a potential beneficiary, and I'm excited for Clorand with her just because I'm a Clorand simp, so of course I am. Clorand does have a bit better of synergy with Fischl in terms of uptime, so I'm gonna try it out. I'm definitely interested. Like I said, Arlecchino, something like Arlecchino, Emilie, Bennett, Kazuha, that should be pretty great team. I wonder if one can do Navia, Geo, Bennett, Emilie. Probably not, because he probably needs someone to consistently keep up Pyro, so that probably won't work super well. But Risley Melt, I'm super interested. Novelette. I don't really like Vape Novelette very much, like Burn Vape, because I don't have C1 Novelette. I think if I had C1 Novelette, I would like it a lot more. If it does work, though, it could end up being pretty great, because if Novelette can vape a decent amount of his hits, that's a huge increase to his damage. You'd probably run something like Novelette, Emilie, Xiangling, and someone else. Linny Monopyro with Emilie instead of Xiangling, that should be quite good. I doubt an on-field Dendro character will work very well, so I don't think something like Alhaitham would be that good, but I'll definitely try it out. I'll try her out as a sub DPS for Wanderer. I will try her for Nilou, but I expect it to be trash because she does like a quarter of the damage in non-burning teams. I don't think Hyper Bloom is her kind of thing. Could be alright with yoimiya. She can attack from range. And so similar to Linny, it could be a decent sort of thing. yoimiya, yeah, it could be like an alternative to Vape. Worth giving it a try. Hu Tao a bit more reliant on Vape. I really want Melt Ganyu to work, but I'm a bit doubtful. Monopyroclee will definitely be good. I wonder if some sort of Burgeon team with Childe or Yelan or Xingqiu, I wonder if that will be any good. We'll have to try Burgeon out. I imagine some sort of like something with Jean and Sunfire would be like crazy for breaking elemental shields, but I doubt it does crazy damage. And yeah, Farina Bennett Xiangling is gonna be meta once again. Who knows? Who knows how good it'll be? It might be crazy. And then for builds, I definitely expect the new Burning set to be her best. I did notice in the Natlin trailer, the NPCs were wearing gear that looked so much like these artifacts, like so similar. So this is definitely a Natlin artifact set. I know we already knew it was, but it's extra obvious once you actually see the Natlin NPCs. I've been farming this set a lot, so I'm excited to see if I can get some decent pieces for Emilie. So for weapons, her signature is supposed to be crazy good, but I expect stat sticks like Homa, Calamity Queller, Jadewing Spear, Deathmatch, Fab, I expect to be pretty good. Missive Wind Spear should be pretty good. So I think everyone should have something decent, even if they don't go for a signature. So there you go. I'm really excited for her. Make sure to subscribe because we'll be testing her with every single team that I possibly can as soon as I possibly can, and hopefully releasing a guide for the very minute it drops. Let me know in the comments anything you in particular want me to test her, if there's something that you want that I didn't talk about. I'm really looking forward to it. I think she looks awesome, and then I think that Natlin looks super cool as well. I made a great Natlin speculation video right there. I made a devs listen video right there, and a banner review and stuff is coming very soon. So let me know your thoughts. Take care. Bye for now.